Okay, let's see if we're working now. All right, we are. Cool. My microphone decided it wanted a break, apparently. But we are back now and good to go. So, today I've got Black Friday haul unboxing. Just some cool stuff to open up from Black Friday sales, most of which are still going on. I've got a couple more things that have not arrived yet, but by the time they arrive like mid-December or something. So I'm not gonna include them in this whole video thing. I will say Amazon has had great deals on Bolt Action, which is the like World War II kind of miniature stuff, and they've had great deals on Star Wars Legion. The other deals for miniatures have not been particularly good or have just not existed. But if you play Star Wars Legion or you play Bolt Action, the deals have been fantastic. So that's been really, really good. Yeah, and then periphery kind of stuff for miniature gaming or any kind of tabletop gaming, stuff like dice and all, there's been really good sales on those as well. So, first off, the first thing I got was a shitload of dice. It was like $8 or something, and I got 100 dice of D8s, different colors, right? So this is super useful since I'm playing Dead Zone now, right? I've got a whole Dead Zone board and everything. I'm enjoying it. Super useful because this is enough dice in one little packet for a team. So like this could be my Marauders, and this could be the Night Stalkers when they come out, and this could be the GCPS. And this way I can kind of have themed dice for every team in full D8s, which is really nice. So it was like $8 or something, and I got literally a packet of 100 different ones. So there's like some orange, there was a red one, some kind of like green one, black and blue, purple and white. I like this one a lot. The gray and gold is also really nice, but I think it's going to be really hard to see on camera. And blue and white, or blue and gold, which I think will be really nice for the camera. But yeah, super, super good. So this kind of like periphery stuff is fantastic to pick up right now during Black Friday because a lot of it's on sale really, really, really cheap. Let me see what I got going on. Okay. I want to make sure I wasn't getting texts from family folks. So, fantastic kind of periphery, miniature, tabletop stuff. Super good for that kind of stuff. Same thing for like hobby supplies. Like if you want paints right now, like if you wanted one of the mega paint sets or something, they're very cheap. Or like new nippers or scalpels, that kind of stuff. Fantastic. I think even like Proxons and stuff are on sale, but I don't really want a Proxon. But, you know, that kind of stuff is really good to buy right now, right? Okay, the other thing I got is this. So this is a thing that I made using like a bunch of really cheap aquarium plants that I got from Amazon. And then I was demonstrating that it's magnetized because I put little magnets in the bottom. And then a 3D printed base. So one of the big things I got this year off Black Friday is a new 3D printer. So I had an FDM printer, which is like a plastic filament printer, that my husband got me 4 or 5 years ago. And honestly, I had a lot of trouble with it, partly because I was new to 3D printing, right? And the machine itself was kind of hinky. Like it actually came to me, one of the pieces was broken, stuff like that. So I decided that I wanted to upgrade, right? And I've had a lot of really good luck with my Elegoo resin printer. So I upgraded to an Elegoo FDM printer. And it's really, really good. So I've been using it to print out scatter terrain for Dead Zone. So you can technically see some of the layer lines there. You can see them a little bit, but this is regular speed printing, right? Like I could tell it to do half the height layer lines that it's currently doing, and it would just take longer. But it's pretty goddamn good. Right, and I printed this out in about an hour, I think. It was about an hour. And I'm going to use it for a base, and we're going to make some more little planters to use as dead zone terrain. So, like, you know, planter, and then there's maybe a wall here, and now we have a nice little, like, kind of, you know, little area like that. You can use it to, like, split a cube, and now both cubes have cover, or put in the, you know what I mean? A bunch of different stuff where we could do, like, a big building. That one, and then I could actually, like, be up top. Alright? Maybe it's actually on the roof or something. So, pretty cool. Really nice printer. I got an Elegoo Neptune 3 Pro. The build plate is bigger than my hand, but smaller than an 8.5 by 11. But it's more than big enough for printing out any kind of terrain stuff that I want to print, right? Will I be printing like giant one-piece helmets and shit like that? No. I mean, do I want that stuff? No, not really. But can I print out basically anything I want? Yes. Like any kind of terrain and stuff. I'll probably do a new Battletech board specifically designed to go in the spinning board here, out of FDM as well. Stuff like that, right? I'll probably do... I've always really wanted a fucking Mos Eisley board, so I'll probably do one of those for the spinning board just because I've always wanted one. Man, I've been really into fucking terrain lately. I don't know. I guess it's because I'm getting older. I like fucking historicals now, and I like terrain, and I'm like, oh man, look at those guys. They're 12 millimeter. That's so cool. It's because I'm getting fucking old. All right, let's be real. I feel like every like neurodivergent person, when they get older, they have to like make a choice. They're gonna get really into like one thing when they get old, I swear. Anyway, new FDM printer, fantastic. Elegoo Neptune 3. I've had one failed print on it because I leveled it incorrectly. Now that I've done it correctly, it's printed 6 or 7 times. I'm using it to do all my bases. They come out with a nice little texture on top because the magnetic plate on top has a texture on it. They're fantastic. Fantastic. I'm in love with this fucking printer. Alright, well, speaking of historicals, let's look at the Panzer III. Yeah, the cards for these are already outside. And it came with some fire fluff, like all of the stuff. But I actually just started playing with it. So I'm trying to make smoke markers for Dead Zone out of it. So I'm starting to play with it. That's not done yet, but I'm starting. So my husband made me a coffee this morning. It's actually pretty good. I'm not normally a coffee guy, but so the cards are outside because I really wanted to look at this tank. Because you know, getting old, right? So I already pulled these out. So we got a bunch of markings, pretty standard Nazi stuff. We got some numbers. You got some iron crosses on there. There's some weird little other ones. These probably relate to specific tank divisions and stuff, but to be completely honest, I kind of put them on wherever I think they look cool. So like that one's like a tiger cat or something. That's cool as shit. I'll put that on somewhere. You know what I mean? But pretty standard German stuff. Thank you, Vaz, for packing this for me. And then we've got our little game cards. These are really good for showing you just kind of like different ways to paint the tank. So this tank can make 3 different things. Look at that one in a second. 3 different like variants of the same tank. I really like this color. I think that's like it's like a Russian front color scheme. It's really cool though. I don't have any tanks painted like that. This is the one that made me pick this up. Besides the fact it was like $12 or some crazy shit on Amazon. This is the one that made me pick this up. Because it's really cool. It has this really short little barrel, which is really neat. So it's really cool. So yeah, so that's the one that made me pick it up. I was like, man, the short barrel is really neat. Because I literally just finished building a Panzer IV. So I was like, I don't know if I really want another Panzer right now. Maybe I'll get one later. But like, like I literally just finished building this and painting it. So like, I'm like, maybe I'll wait on the other Panzer, but it was on super crazy sale, and yeah, I really liked the one with the little short barrel. I thought it was cute. So, all right, let's crack her open. We got some there. I like how like they're clearly missing sections. I think I'm gonna have to do that on mine, because usually I like bend them and stuff, but I like the missing. That's kind of cool. And we can see those 3 tanks better on the back. Really, really like that. The short barrel is really cool. The Africa Corp color scheme there, that person did a fantastic job painting that. Anyway, so I will admit a couple of these parts popped out in transit. So there's a couple loose parts floating around. I was going to chuck those back in the box so I don't lose them. But yeah. So we look at the sprue. Holy shit, there's a lot of options on here. We've got options for all the like side armors. We've got different like plates. We have the option of having a guy. 3 different barrels on this freaking thing. Whole bunch of options. Also a ton of little pieces. So if you don't like modeling, you are not going to enjoy this model, because this is very much a model versus like a I just stick the front and back half together fucking like wargaming thing, right? This is very much more of like a normal kind of model. I like all these little details. I think they're fun. So I'm happy to see that, but I know some people don't like all the little details. And we got our plates here. I think I could definitely cut one of those out, I think. Yeah, we got our tracks. The tracks are in 4 pieces a side, which is going to be a little bit obnoxious, but it's not the end of the world. But yeah, it's a cool tank. Lots of little details. See it in the running wheels. Sorry, the road wheels, and then the return wheels and stuff. See the detail on the track. Like, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And then if we look at the instructions, we can see that it is pretty detailed. There's sections where it's telling you to drill out so things can like poke in and stuff. Generally you're gluing it together anyway, so generally you don't have to do that. You can just cut the nub off and it's fine. But yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool tank. And then we get the standard like modeler thing from the different companies that make these things. So yeah, pretty sweet. It was like $12. Other vehicles and World War II stuff that I got that was also on sale. I got a US half track, which is a M3A5, I think. It's like the big deuce and half. I got a deuce and half. I got an M18 Wolverine. No, an M18 Hellcat, which is like a big anti-tank tank, which is really cool. And then I got a set of British infantry, and all those were like on super discount sale, which was awesome. And keep an eye out in case anything else pops up, because like these things have been like popping up and then like disappearing. So been checking Amazon on and off for Warlord stuff. Same thing for these. These were like $10 a pop, which was fantastic. And they had a certain number to redeem at that price. So like they pop up as like a flash sale, and then, you know, once 100% of them are sold, they're gone. But I got a Saji Ventress. I fucking love Asajj Ventress. She's super cool. Alright. So look at the cardboard in a minute. Let's see, we got our little base. We got our instructions. Oh, big fold out like picture of Asajj. That's cool. Oh, that's right, I forgot. They do the digital instructions now. It's kind of annoying. It's fun to look at the instructions like on the stream. But then we got the lady herself. I was kind of hoping she'd come with some options, to be honest. Like, I like this pose a lot, but I kind of wish she had options to do that pose. Like, her striking pose is cool, but yeah, that one would have been cool too. Nah, this kind of sucks. I thought she'd have some options. Okay. And we got the cardboard for her. Check that out. The stuff to play Star Wars Legion. Let's see. We got all of our tokens. She is apparently... Is that an operative? I think that's an operative. We got some tokens. And then we got... The Jedi shall fall. So she can suppress herself to gain tokens. That's kind of cool. I am fear. The Sith will rule. Yes, my master. And then there she is. 5 life. Wow, a lot of black attacks there with her sabers. Jesus. Zoom, 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 zoom. You're looking at 8 attacks. Indomitable. She's immune to pierce. She has independent dodge 1, deflect, impact, and pierce 2. Jesus. She's like a goddamn blender. Okay, that's cool. She didn't come with any upgrade cards though. It's kind of weird. She just has initiative cards. Interesting. That's really weird. You'd think she would have come with some upgrade cards. So yeah, kind of a shame she doesn't have upgrade cards, and she doesn't have instructions that are printed, which I mean is fine. I just would have liked them to show them off on stream. And it's not like you fucking need them. She very clearly easy to go together. And yeah, no options. I would have liked an alternate pose for her, to be honest. I'm kind of disappointed she doesn't have one. I would have actually really liked this pose here on the box. This one. That would have been really cool. But for $10, she's fucking awesome. I love Asajj Ventress. Super cool. Speaking of another character I fucking love, we got Moff Gideon. So good. So good. Oh man, and he has options? Fuck yeah. Suck it, Asajj Ventress. Alright, so it looks like we got Moff Gideon with the Darksaber. Our marks Moff Gideon with a pistol, so it looks like that right arm's going to change out. Moff Gideon's cool as shit. I'm gonna be super honest, I fucking loved all the Mando stuff. Alright. Let's take this out of the bag. We got our standard base. And he actually has a little bit of a display base that goes on top of it. Look at that. They don't normally do that. That's cool. Yeah, it's like part of like the downed TIE fighter. It looks like. Maybe? Yeah, I think that's what that's supposed to be. And then he can have a pistol, or he can have the Darksaber. The detail on the face is phenomenal. I'm never going to be able to do that sculpt justice. That's really good. It looks just like the dude. Ah, that's really cool. Alright. Alright, Star Wars Legion. Now you just need to give me that big crab that attacks Mando in Season 3. And I'm fucking sold, baby. Yeah, it is him on top of the downed TIE Fighter. That's what it's supposed to be. That's cool. Yeah, that's really cool. Alright. I think I obviously very clearly have to give him the Darksaber because that's cool as shit. Alright, and he is a commander. I think that's the commander icon. I haven't played Star Wars Legion since I played it with my husband years ago. I think that's the commander icon. Die at my hand. There he is, fighting. You have something I want. With the Death Troopers. It's so fucking cool. Moment of consideration. This is the end of Season 1 when all the Death... Alright, so these are Death Troopers. That's a Dark Trooper. When all the Death Troopers are standing outside about to shoot up the bar. And let's see. He has 2 red, which is pretty good because they're pretty big hits. Ruthless, Entourage, Imperial Dark Troopers. I wonder what that does. What does that do? No, it doesn't say. You have to look up what that does. Probably gives him the option to have Dark Troopers like take wounds for him. And then he can have the Darksaber. Which is 5 attacks. Pretty good. Impact 1, Pierce 1. Pretty cool. He is not the fucking beat stick that Asajj Ventress is. She's like a goddamn blender. But still very cool. So yeah, that was Moff Gideon. He was also like $10. It might have been like $12, something like that. But I don't mind that for a very cool official mini. Because it is fun to buy the official mini sometimes. Because I'm sure I could get a Moff Gideon STL for like $2. And print them out for like 10 cents. But it's cool to have the official ones too. It's also fun to print them out. So, alright. The last thing I have right now, before we start looking at digital stuff, is this. Warcry, Hunter and Hunted. So this is like troglodyte ogres and like houndmasters. This is the new box for Warcry. So you're going to get a bunch of these like they're like ghoul ogres, I think is like the lore for these things. These are like ogres that are become ghouls or something like that. They kind of look like just super feral crazy orcs, to be honest. So I think you could go either way. And then I've got the Forbidden Butthole right here, which is the one piece of terrain that comes on this box. And then you have the Hunters. So this was $130 for the whole box. Now I try not to complain about prices. Okay. That's a lie. I complain about prices all the time. This used to come in a box with terrain, with a bunch of terrain for like $170. So the fact that like it doesn't have that makes this a way less value proposition. However, my local store, Armchair Adventurer, is having 30% off AOS, which includes Warcry, for Black Friday. That makes this $95, which is a fucking great deal. Because they sell each one of these teams now for $66, sorry. So that makes these teams originally back the price they came at back in the day, like 5 years ago, when they were $45 a piece. That's what these teams used to be. And it makes them all pit the Forbidden Butthole $5. So I am way happier with that. And that's why I decided to pick this up. Because I was going to not pick this box up. Because I picked up every single Warcry box. Because I really like Warcry. It's like the only GW rule set I actually really enjoy anymore. So I would pick this up because the deal, I think, makes it actually a good value proposition. So, all right, we're gonna crack her open. I will say, I really wish this had just been a big box, all the terrain and everything. This like weird start collecting size box is strange. Ugh. All right. So what do we got in here? We got the Forbidden Butthole. There she is. The Forbidden Butthole. It's basically a Sarlacc pit, right? And it's gonna have like a big like skull sacrifice altar hanging over the top of it. Very cool piece of terrain. Definitely not something you'd ever want a second one of, because it is so unique, right? But it'd be really cool to like plop it in the middle of the table. And the really cool thing is I think you could paint this up to go with the meat trees and the meat forest that came out in the last set. I think you could actually make this look a lot like those. I think it'd be pretty cool. So that's my plan for this. So, and let's see what we got in here. We got the doggos. We got the doggos. Oh, man. Okay. We got spears and pouches and crossbows and axes and spears and axes and things and a doggo and a doggo and a doggo. Let's see. 4 doggo heads. Are we going to have alternate doggo heads? No. We have just enough doggo heads. That's kind of a shame. Alright, so we're not going to have doggo heads, but some of these are fantastic looking. Look at that one. So we got more like Doberman Pinscher style, more like Pitbull style, more like kind of Mastiff for some of them. Alright. Yeah, here's like that really big crossbow piece. So we're going to get 5 doggos, one of which is on the boss's base. And a bunch of guys can have crossbows, or they can have spears or axes, it looks like. So, to be honest, it's a pretty cool like vampire hunting group, if you wanted to go that way. Oh wow, these guys are a lot bigger than I thought they were. Okay, that's unexpected, but very nice. Lately, with all the GW stuff, I've been like, oh man, this is way smaller than I thought it was. But man, these guys are way bigger. Look how big that back is. Jesus. Look at that compared to one of the people. Like, there's a people body right there. There's that ogre thing. Yeah, these are way bigger than I thought they were. That's cool. All right. Hell yeah. That's some really cool faces there, too. You see that one down there by my finger here? That one's cool. Oh, and we are going to have alternate heads, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4 there. And then there's 4 head options here. Oh, the bone in the mouth. That one's really good. Yeah, nice. Alternate bits are always good. Yeah, so that's cool. Like some kind of like cave cloak thing. Alright, let's look at the instructions, because the GW minis are always cut to hell, so you can never tell what the fuck they are on the runner. So we'll check out the instructions. Let's see, we got some new cards, we got some bases. Man, those ogres are on big fuck off bases. Look at that. That's a 50 mil. Damn, unexpected, okay. They are much bigger than I thought they were. That's really cool. Alright, I'm going to put those off to the side. We'll leave the cards later. Hunter and hunted. Alright. Okay. So, we got our cards. Look at those in a sec. And then we have the instructions. So, there's our boss man. It looks like he can be pointing, shooting a crossbow, or have a little axe. pretty cool. And it looks like there's a bunch of weird little gubbin creatures you can put on the base. The hell? The hell is that? Let's find one of those. That's A90. Oh yeah, look at those. God, I didn't even see those. They're really weird. Little like fish monster. Strange. Weird that whole like gubbin. Kind of cool though. They kind of look like the kind of stuff you would draw in like old medieval artwork, like in like the corners and stuff that people would doodle. Alright, let's see. We can have this guy here. We can have double crossbows or a crossbow and a sword. We can have this big guy who has a spear or a crossbow. And then we got this guy who can have a crossbow, axe, or another spear. And double axes or crossbows. More double axes and crossbows. And then we got big honkin' gun guy who has like the big crossbow that has an actual bipod on it. And then we got 4 doggos. So pretty cool team, to be honest. You get spears, double weapons, crossbows, and a big like artillery crossbow, and a bunch of dogs. If you were gonna play Frostgrave, oh hello, happy Thanksgiving to you too. It goes pretty good. I'm just opening stuff up. Yeah, for some reason I didn't see any in the chat till now. I'm sorry. Just saw it just now. But yeah, if you were going to play Frostgrave, these guys would make a really good like Frostgrave warband if you added a guy, like if you added a wizard and an apprentice model from somewhere else. These guys would make a really good Frostgrave warband. So, all right, now over to the ogres. Let's see. We got big ol' ogre boy here. That's a cool fucking model. It looks like he can have different heads on his axes. That's pretty cool. And then we got Screamy Ogre guy. And then we have the option of having a big Smasher Maul or just having hands. And then it looks like you have the option of different heads there as well. And then here you can have just hands, or you can have some kind of axe thing. And then we can have just hands or axes. And then it looks like this last guy here. Oh no, it's the same guy. Yeah, so it looks like you get the boss guy, you get the boss guy, you get a screamer guy who doesn't have any options. And then you can have guys with hands or weapons, including one who has like a great weapon or hands. So it looks like you get what, 5 guys in that team? Yeah, 5 guys. Okay, we'll look at that again in a sec. And then we have instructions for the Forbidden Butthole. It's going to go together super clear and obvious. You just put the 2 halves together, and then, yeah. There it goes, and that's the Forbidden Butthole. Looking forward to that. Alright, let's see. So there's our ogres. You have Gorgers, Gorgers with clubs, Gorgers with great clubs, a Cave Howler, or a Clawback. And then that's their abilities there. And then we've got some universal reactions cards and universal ability cards. And it's nice they included that. That's really nice. That's a nice addition. I'll give GW credit for that. And then for these guys, A whole bunch of options. It's weird the boss is called out 3 different times depending on if you give him the weapons or not. That's kind of weird. I don't think that's necessary. And they can have spears or melee weapons, double crossbows. And then they've got some abilities as well. That's kind of cool. You can make the dog attack. That reminds me of the beast. Oh, what are they called? The one on the first warbands, the ones that was like people covered in bones, the ones that like rejected technology. They had a character who could make the cat attack, so they could like duo attack with the cat. These guys can just do it with anybody, it seems. Yeah, they can. 4 double too. That's pretty cool. Yeah, coffee mug has it was not bad. I'm not normally a coffee guy, but that was not bad. And we get ourselves a big book. Into the hellish depths of the Gnarlwood venture 2 hard-bitten warbands, the cave-dwelling horrors of the Gorger Malpacks and the veteran rangers of the Wilder Corpse Hunters. So we got a guy down there. How to use this book. Oh, look at the doggo face. It's kind of dark. They should have done a brighter color for the face. The Gnarlwood trembles in the face of the onslaught from below as the forest devours itself from the ground up. Into the nightmare plunge the Wildercrypt hoarders and their trusty hounds, while the promise of fresh meat draws forth the Gorger Malpacks, bands of feral ogres cursed with the bottomless hunger. Wow. Oh, cool piece of art. Let's see. Dogtown. I want to live in Dogtown. That sounds nice. Got some ogres. Got some more ogres. Man, there's a lot of custom art in here for these guys fighting the ogres. Lots of like lore too. This is cool. On the hunt. The hounds smell blood. That's just some pictures of our guys. There they are fighting the Hounds of Markoth or whatever. The corn hound guys. Those were fun to paint. And then here they are fighting the new guys in diapers. Got some rolls for their factions. A lot of character cards. Oh yeah, that is weird. Oh, maybe the character cards are in the card pack. Duh. I was like, it's weird. There's no character cards. Oh, these are the new guys that have like the monkeys. They're okay. They're okay. You talking about the Untamed Beasts? Yes, that is it. Thank you so much. Yeah, the Untamed Beasts. That's what they were called. They were like one of the starter factions. Dogtown, USA, home of the dog, big bad dog. It's true. 10 out of 10. Dogtown, USA. All right, we have a bunch of scenarios, kind of some more story-driven stuff, which is kind of cool. Yeah, because this is their new like campaign system. Which is pretty neat. Oh yeah, and the other guys have a campaign too. That's cool. So the campaigns, basically you start with a match, and then if you win or lose, depends where you go in your campaign. Okay, yeah, that's pretty good. Lots of nice lore and stuff in there. You got campaigns for each faction. Pretty good book, actually. That's pretty good. Alright, let's look at our cards. Ooh. Alright. These are much flimsier than normal. Alright, so this is setting up for the new terrain pack. This is all new terrain stuff in here. Inimical enzymes? Battlefield is flooded with. Best not to know, probably. Suffice to say here, more than anywhere, the ground really is trying to eat the combatants. Got a bunch of twists. And these are, they seem very themed for the factions, which is cool. And the victories. What's Meat Grinder? These rivals worn each other down over a series of battles, and now the battered remnants of the two warbands clash once more, each determined to prevail. Alright, so we get new twists, new terrain layouts, and new victories. Kind of cool. They are kind of themed for these guys, but not necessarily necessary for them, which is kind of neat. And let's see what we get. We get some of our characters. So we get a card for each one. And then we get a card for each one of these guys. Okay. And then extra cards in case you have dupes. Oh, stretch to the back. All right, then we get a deployment. Bonk, 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 bonk. Whole bunch of deployments. Okay. And that is all the cards. The cards do feel much flimsier than normal. That's kind of disappointing, to be honest. Yeah, they feel much flimsier than normal. But it's okay. Not the end of the world. Well, yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. Definitely a big box of stuff. I really like that these miniatures are very Ranger-esque. So if you wanted to play maybe Frostgrave and have these be your guys, you could do that. Or if you want to play Rangers of Shadow Deep with these, it would be fantastic. These guys would just make phenomenal Rangers for Rangers of Shadow Deep. So super good for that. And these guys, I'm very surprised at because they are much bigger than I thought they would be, which is super cool. It is kind of a shame you only get 5 of them, but that's okay. It's not the end of the world. Because they are much bigger than I thought they'd be, which is cool. Pretty dang cool. All right. And then you get the Forbidden Butthole. Now, I will say that when this is not on sale, I don't think this box is a good value. I think that paying $66 for 5 minis is just not a good value in any regard. I'm sorry, it's not. It's not like they're like a special character or something, right? Like, Like, I don't mind paying $10 for Asajj Ventress because she's a special character, and she's the only one of her I ever need. What I do mind paying $10 a pop for are, like, just the generic grunts, right? Like, you know, if this box is $66 and you get 5 minis in it, that means each mini is, like, 12, 13, 25, right? So each one of these guys is $13.25, right? That I do mind, right? Because I don't want to buy an entire box of Asajj Ventress, right? I want to buy one of her, and she's special and does cool, unique stuff in the game and all of that, right? I don't want to pay that kind of price for that, right? I just don't, flat out, right? Like, that's not cool. I'm not about that. That's not a good value proposition. Now, with 30% off, that makes this $45, which is much more, in my opinion, better. Still not a great price per miniature, but it's definitely much better, right? It brings it down under $10 a pop. It's pretty good for our big minis. That's much more tolerable to me. So I will say this is not a very good value proposition unless you can get it on sale. If you get it on sale, it's a decent value proposition, but you know, like, inflation's a thing that really happens, but you need to remember the original Warcry box gave you 2 factions, the rulebook, all of the cards, a giant set of terrain, and then 2 monster packs. You got the, like, goblins, and you got the, or gremlins, and you got the, like, the birds, right? That was $150 for all that, right? Like, the price increases from GW have far outstepped inflation and are fucking mental. So, on sale, this is really cool, great box. Not on sale, fuck off. So, okay, that's me done complaining about costs. It's not. I'm still gonna complain about costs in the future, I promise. But let's look at some other sales and other things that I picked up. And these are gonna be digital. So, this is the Mantic website, right? I've been gearing up to play Kings of War. Got a couple factions that I'm currently working on. I've got my halflings and I've got my goblins. Yeah, you guys are getting the screen. And the other faction I've got some rat men. So this is on sale, which is pretty good. I do not think this is a good box price when it is not on sale. So paying $50 for this, I think, is not okay. Paying $25, I think, is okay. Because it's 3 like unique kind of character leader models that all do unique stuff, and the rat with the big beard is fucking gold. He's really, really good. He's super fucking cool. So picked that up on sale from Mantic. If you spend $200, you also get free shipping from Mantic. That includes to Hawaii. So yeah, these are shipping for free, which is really nice. All right, the other thing I picked up is this. So this is the Mega Army Pack for their newest faction. So this is a faction called the Twilightkin. They're like spellcasters that are like tapping into like a darkness, right? But the darkness corrupts some of the people. And it kind of really aligns with the how the magic works in Wheel of Time, which I thought was kind of neat. I'm not a big Wheel of Time fan, but my husband is. So he's talked to me a lot about it, so I thought it was kind of cool. But pretty cool. You get the entire army box, right? So That is 9 of these like corrupted guardian paladin guys that are fucking giant. You get 20 like monster mutants. You get another 20 ladies. You get a lady on like a evil magical unicorn, and you get 3 boats. Not a super big fan about the 3 boats, but whatever. And the Black Friday deal for this is that you get their big centerpiece monster model for like $10. So cost wise, if this was to show up on Amazon, you'd still probably get some percentage off. But you still would end up saving money if you bought both of these. So I think it's a pretty good deal. Plus, I kind of wanted a new army for the new year. So these guys, they're going to be my new year, new army. Painting the Twilight Kin up. So they got the big Gore Drake, and then they have the Twilight Kin set, which is pretty cool. I was debating picking up this one, but I decided one army box is more than enough. I've spent so much fucking money this holiday buying a new 3D printer and everything. But this one is also a really good value. So you get their big monster plus the mega army box for the Night Stalkers. It's pretty cool. They have a bunch of different sales. Mantic does. No, okay. They have a bunch of different sales going on right now. So a bunch of their armies have things. This is also a really good deal, but I technically already bought basically all of this, so I don't need a second one of it. I wanted to pick this up because I want this starter box. But I don't need 3 of the fucking drills. I'm just never going to play a game that's big enough that I'm going to need 3 drills, so I just decided not to do it. But they got a bunch of different options for Firefight and all their other stuff. And they've got some digital stuff. Which is pretty darn cool. So, let's see. I love the blue dude. Reminds me of the 40k 8th edition Demon Prince. The one you can paint to wear Mr. Universe Speedo. The blue dude. Oh, is that something back on the Mythic site? Hold on. Oh, yeah. Okay. I see what you mean. If you ever pick those drills up, I'll split with you. I'll buy 2 of them off you. Interesting. Okay. Maybe we'll talk about that. We can talk about that. But, yeah. Pretty cool stuff. Lots of good prices on non-GW stuff this year, which is usually the case. GW stuff usually doesn't go on sale. This only went on sale because of the local Armchair Adventurer store. Literally nowhere else on Island has GW stuff on sale right now. If you want Marvel Crisis Protocol, which I don't play and have zero interest in playing, the local Other Realms store has literally their entire stock, I think because they're getting rid of it, on sale right now. So if you are interested in that, yeah, the one you showed, the Twilight Kin's big. Yep, I gotcha. I follow. But if you're interested in that, I mean, that's on sale right now. But yeah, Armchair, it's got Warhammer, AOS, and 40k on sale, which is pretty cool. But that's everything I grabbed. And yeah, 3D printer is probably still my favorite. This FDM printer is super nice. Really, really good. Really, really cool. Gonna be able to make tons of cool terrain for my cool spinny board here to play Dead Zone. And pretty hyped for that. It's pretty cool. Well, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to call it there. Moff Gideon. Oh, just fell on the floor. And I got a Panzer III. But I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to call it there. That was all my... literally an hour of me just opening and talking about toys. What about Battletech? Anything stuff post Black Friday sale something or not? I have... Okay, so Battletech miniatures, no. If you want Battletech books, the Battletech website has them on sale. Like the actual, like, Catalyst Game Labs website. They have Battletech books on sale. So if you want Battletech books, you can check them out. But I have not found Battletech miniatures on sale anywhere. I've been looking. They're one of the things that I've been trolling Amazon for and not had any luck for. But Star Wars Legion, bolt action stuff is on sale on Amazon, which is really nice. And then periphery stuff like dice, like I showed off earlier, and 3D printers and hobby stuff like paint, stuff like that's on sale. Well, mega sale right now too, which is pretty good. But I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to call it there. Thank you guys for watching. Happy Thanksgiving. I'll be back tomorrow playing Dead Zone again. And it should be a good time. But yeah. All right. That's it for me. Have a good one. Keep on